Hello and welcome to Goa 365's Assembly Audit. Today is the 7th day of the Assembly, and with us is a panel, as we usually have been doing for the past so many days of the Assembly, discussing what's happened in the Assembly, what should have happened in the Assembly, and what possibly could happen, as well as the general politics around it. With me on our panel today is Advocate Avinash Bosli of NCP. Avinash Bab, welcome. Advocate Siddharth Samant. Advocate Samant Bab, welcome. And Abhijit Desai of AAP. Abhijit Bab, welcome to our show. Abhijit is there for the first time, and also with us, hopefully he will join, is Udesh Naik of Goa Forward. So Avinash Bab, tell us, now today is the 7th day. You have been there, your party is not in the Assembly, but you all have been watching things. So what is happened up till today? Just a general overview, so as to say, from a political point of view. And another thing also, let me just point out before I go to you. Yesterday we discussed about how the Congress was not very active today. They were active today in the morning. Yeah. Just to make a point. Yeah.
Anyway, better late than never. Will definitely, it's a welcome step vis-a-vis Congress getting itself active. It's better late than never, and it's because they have a very major role to play vis-a-vis this August Assembly, because they happen to be the opposition, and that they had a title of leader of opposition, though it is an internal what they have been suffering right away, and they have woken up to the call. That's something very nice. I would take it as a silver lining in the dark cloud, because otherwise it was a dark side, and it was practically a go for a ruling, and there was practically no opposition except for I would definitely appreciate a smaller party and a new which come up, and as well as Goa Forward and also the RG doing a commendable work, and they should be given a big kudos for, because they are keeping the democracy alive. Because very important in this parliamentary form of democracy is the presence of opposition. If opposition is agile, opposition is what you call well to the mark, then definitely there could be a good administration. Otherwise it will be a fiefdom for the ruling party. They will never care. And if you want to command a respect, demand a respect, you have to command a respect. And actually, since the day one, I am not happy. Of course, neither my party, because there was hardly any performance. It never appeared as a monsoon session. Practically, the monsoon session, Doctor will agree with me, is for a larger, it is for the demands. The budget which has been passed, there has to be, and every department has to justify, and the opposition has to definitely say why you require and ask for a cut. That is where what you call, if they have learned the basic arithmetic in the of a legislature, what they are to legislate. Though there were a lot of new entrant, nearly 50% of the August Assembly is novice, young, and they definitely require an experience, and there must be definitely an orientation on behalf of the government. Government does it under there are various platforms where it has been done by the Assembly itself. How to question, how to present yourself in the House. Now, today is the 7th day. The issues of the people have not been addressed properly. What we have been doing, most of these people, bearing a few, they have been addressing to the public galleries. And it was only, I remember his statement of Dutta last time, Tamasha, it is just playing to gale, Ratra Songat Sir. It is only Songa, it is only present. So that way the real business has not been translated or transacted in the House at all, and this Assembly has failed to meet the aspiration of people of Goa. The real problem of Goa's are not been addressed on the touchstone of a Assembly House. That is really unfortunate. I hope in future, it being a first maiden Assembly of the new elected body, and they will definitely gain experience, and they will get definitely good learnings from the mentor. And next assembly session, they are now they have another 2-3 days, they will definitely perform. Today there was a big commotion vis-a-vis the mining issue. Well, it was a well taken issue, because now precisely it was 2012 issue when the mining was suspended by then Chief Minister Mr. Manohar Parrikar ji, and today we are in 2022. So almost it is a decade, 10 years. From 2012 to 2022, it is precisely today 10 years, and the mining issue has not been resolved. And why did the mining was suspended? We very well understand there is a report of Gadgil Commission which was there at that point of time. Manohar Parrikar was then the leader of opposition, and he was appointed as that House committee to head the allegation which were made against the mine, because there was some corruption to the tune of 25,000 crores that were alleged in the report of Professor Gadgil at that point of time. It was an environmentalist. And today, as on today, nothing has come out. Mining, you have lakhs of people were though not directly, there were thousands who were directly involved in mining activity, but there were lakhs of Goans who depended on mining activity. They were all deprived. I don't know, but unfortunate. It is also surprising me. Otherwise, in another state, farmers normally tend to suicide. There were hardly any suicide. There was a suicide by the officials, which is, I don't know, the truth has not come out. One of the officials hanged himself. What happened thereafter?
No.
So this means there is a lot of skeletons in this mining department. And mind it, if you really want to go for a corporation, first and foremost you have to do overhauling of the mining department itself.
Yes, I think
unless until the same people are there, nothing is going to change. Corruption will be the order of the day.
What Avinash Babu is saying is that in a way it's right. Lot of issues had come up, like so probably some of the things could have been taken up, handled better. You feel
correct,
and I think Justice Shah, MB Shah report.
See, that's what mining सुद्धा आता issue सुद्धा काढला तो very late in the day, so on the 7th day. But in any case, as he says, better late than never. There is a saying in English: when elephants fight, it's the grass which gets crumbled, and when elephants patch up and they make out, it's again the grass which gets crumbled. आता मायनिंगेचो इशू जर पळयलो जाल्यार इट इज अ मिसहँडल्ड इशू, बट इट इज नॉट मिसहँडल्ड बाय द डिपेंडंट्स. Dependents got crushed unnecessarily. See, illegalities have not been committed by the dependents, but who are suffering today? See, the mine owners are living a luxurious life. They were living it that time, they are living it now also. Government officials or the government also is running the same way, but unfortunately it is the dependents. But anyway, now that government has shown some positive steps in terms of forming corporation, according to me, they have to give exact roadmap as to how, when and in which manner they want to go ahead. Whether leases, it will be sub-leases which will be given by them, or only auction will be, or it will be supervised. In what manner what will be the role of the corporation in this mining business? Now that has to be chalked out, properly planned, properly jotted down and brought before the people, so that they have whatever suggestions to make, they should be incorporated, especially by the dependents. And according to me, mining should be the top priority now that the assembly is gone. Even the monsoon season will be receding now. After that, normally mining would start from say October or so.
October, yeah.
October. So now is the right time to go, because this is the time. Now if we put our homework in order, at least this year we will not waste so many years. As you say, more than 10 years have been wasted. I think mining is one thing that needs to be our top priority, should be given to the mining issue now.
Yeah, but Abhijit Bab, now you are from that area. You are from Sangai side, right? So tinga tuka who affects ala this mining and all. So maybe you can shed some light on this.
Yes, see, including me, myself is a mining dependent. आणि आम्ही जसे पहिला की last 10 years the government have been promising us that they will restart the mining, but so far they have not taken any particular step, firm step and firm decision how they will plan, how they are planning to start the mine. So आता problem किसा main आता एक खंयची आमी industry म्हणली, if I say any industry, why industry has to be brought to our state? That's the main question. It is not only to generate revenue to the state. We have to see how much employment will generate. Like see, like recently I heard about IIT, now mining, they're different, like Mopa airport. So how much of employment will generate those industry, that is the main,
For locals,
yes,
basically.
definitely for locals, that is main thing. So government is playing in such a way that mining, when it starts, like we are hearing it for 10 years, I am not sure when it will start, because
Nobody is sure,
yeah.
but anyway. Yeah.
like I mean, it's like that. And I will tell you, for last 10 years I have been following that when the election approaches, they start the mining issue. They say they will start the mining. I don't know, you will agree with me or not.
Very much
but
so.
100% I said I am following that. And like now there's a mining, there's a panchayat elections. So those belts like mining belt like Sakli, Savode, Kurchore, Kepe, Sange. So to pull those votes, they are just taking this like Kolagani, whatever they want to say. So this is the thing, that they have to start generating the employment for those who have lost the livelihood in the mining during 2012. So just now Dr. said that mining actually burned Poduna. That was closed because of their ego. I won't take any particular name, but it is because of ego. And the dependent are suffering from till now. Maka khabar hai ki mining dependent. I was running machinery. I was doing some small. I own a truck also that time. But now we went in loss. Being an engineer, I went to mining so that I'll do something good in my life. मजा आणि कितले यूथ आसा जे बरे शिकून ते मायनिंगार डिपेंडंट जाले ते तांकां त्रास पडले. आज अशे लोक आसा ज्यांनी 12 वर्सां पयलीं एक ट्रक घेतलो. सिंपल एक्झाम्पल 12 वर्सां पयलीं एक ट्रक घेतलो, पूण ट्रक घेवन ते अजून लोन फारीक करता. प्लस एवरी इयर आतां कितें जेन्ना इलेक्शन येता तेन्ना गव्हर्मेंट सांगता की वी स्टार्ट मायनिंग, ते कितें करता, इन्वेस्ट करता. ट्रक हेज टू बी कितें ताका हावलिंग करपा जाय, आनी कितें पेंटींग करपा जाय, ताका टॅक्स भरपा जाय, इन्शुरन्स भरपा जाय. हे सगळें हांवें पळयलां, म्हाज्या दोळ्यान पळयलां. थंय लोक कितें करता, थोडे पयशे नासता पालसांक, ते कितें करता, लोन काडटा, थोडे भांगर घाणाक दवरता, थोडे आतां पळयलां कोविडा टायमार तांचो खर्च वाडला. पूण हे जें आसा तें गव्हर्मेंटाक दिसपा जाय, आनी गव्हर्मेंट तांकां असो सपोर्ट करपा जाय जेणे करून हितूंतल्यान मायनींग स्टार्ट जालें जाल्यार तांकां वयर काडपाक जाय. अशें जावपा ना की आतां आमी म्हणटा मायनींग लीज करतले, लिजाक पार्टिसिपेट कोण जातलो तें पळोवपाक जाय. लिजाक जर भायले लोक पार्टिसिपेट जाले, भायले ओनर बिग शॉट्स पार्टिसिपेट जाले, तांकां आमचो एम्प्लॉयमेंट जनरेट करपाक, आमच्या लोकांक कामाक घेतले, हें तेंच्यांनी एश्युरन्स पयलीं करपाक. नाल्यार गव्हर्मेंटाच्या तकल्याक इतलेंच उरपा जायना की आमी रेव्हेन्यू जनरेट करतले, आमचें सरकार चलयतले, हें जावपाक जायना म्हाज्या हिसपान तरी.
Absolutely, I agree with you, Abhijit Bab. Now, Avinash Bab, last time the issues are so many people, many companies, obviously people, these big companies, they make they make it for to make profits. So if they are not starting, they will start thing. But see, this one thing I have to say about our chief minister, he is open to ideas and he is for mining. So I don't know where is this slip between cup and the lip, like low icona, the implementation because it's not only in mining. Like just yesterday, and the issue also came up about business, infrastructure business. Like GSI is always shouting, "Arey, no infrastructure in the industrial estates, electricity zaina, udog zaina, tourism." I was speaking to TTAGP right at the implementation of the digital sign. We discussed this in the last thing that year. So see, the chief minister listens. He's very open. He's very hardworking. You see him from morning to evening. He's outside. He's there. He's defending his ministers, MLAs, and all. But something that implementation ultimately, whether it is the bureaucrats or the bureaucrats are not listening, or why is it that this final, that nail zaina? Avinash Bab, and then please continue.
We don't see the result. That is what.
I tell you.
Final result, yes, because he is a man of good intentions, intelligent, hard-working, everything, and people have given him another chance. 20 seats, I think, is a big thing to show. Avinash Bab.
I fully appreciate the efforts taken by the chief minister, and he has been working extra hours.
Yes.
Very hard-working.
Yes.
But yet there is no result, because this speaks about.
You feel there is no result?
There is absolutely no result, because here this government always goes for a murta, pancha. So they want to do a specific thing on that particular time. So they want to cash on that event. For us, they want to reap something higher yield based upon that system. So they always like, if there is a bridge which is completed, it will never be inaugurated after completion, despite of getting a certificate of completion with all the things they can start, but they will wait for the right time to cash on that infrastructure. So likewise, they have not succeeded, because I feel his intentions are very clear, but there is definitely certain lobby which is working, which has got, because this is a double engine government, they say always. Now what is normally this, wherever there is a BJP government, they say it is double engine. So there is a double
center
force,
and state.
Center and the state
should work faster.
Yeah, but it should work faster. But no, it's not happening that way. So even last time I said, when Babasaheb Anwar, when we were Union Territory, at that point of time also, because maximum we depended on the funds of the center, at Babasaheb Anwar had a guts to tell that IS lobby, no, you are not required, don't interfere in our business administration as far as government is concerned. But here I find decisions are not being implemented at the right time because of definitely certain lobby, and I definitely would like to allege this is a lobby of IAS and IPS officers, bureaucrats, and it is directly connected with the center. So they wait for opportune time to do the needful, whatever they are supposed to do, implementation. So even now, if they are touching, they waited for 10 years from 2012 to 2022. What stopped them from doing it? Because this thereafter they were in the governance. Congress was out. So they could have. They had a government as center. They had a government as a state. So what's from the neighborhood also their government? There's a fine understanding between all the one party government which is gone. So why things are not being implemented?
Actually, see, I'd like to interrupt you on this. See, I don't know if they actually the bureaucrats or whoever, ultimately they are the implementers. Whether it's actually they are actually being told by the center not to do. I don't know. I don't think so, because see, wherever you go, the center wants things. You see, like the bridges, they want, but that final slip between the cup and the lip, be it on law and order. All the big case like say murders, rapes, all those are immediately. The smaller ones like investigation of the police, the training of the police, or for example robberies. Now I was surprised. There are 101 robberies happening every day. Suddenly 4-5 robberies. SP took a press conference the other day. Massage parlors. All this time massage parlors are going on only. Chief Minister had to personally go to Kalangut for the massage parlors to be raided. This small, I think there is some sort of a lack of control on the bureaucrats. I agree on that point. But I don't think you can blame the center. I think I don't know, there is something why these people are not supporting the government, or what exactly is going on, or government is not firm enough with them. But there is a lot of things, like for example, you talk about the roads.
Correct.
Now, how is the PWD minister to be fault? The engineers are there, the contractors are there. It's their job. They are getting paid to do the job.
Correct.
Put negligence. Put one guy inside. Like if you can put anybody inside for criticizing X and criticizing Y and all this, you put one of these guys inside. It will be a lesson.
That would be some deterrence.
Now you are a lawyer on this. Maybe you can talk.
Yeah. I'll go from the beginning. See, full marks to the Chief Minister for the manner in which he is leading from the word go. He has been instrumental in taking this party to a majority. People have also reposed faith in him.
But that's a double-edged sword. Now they expect a lot of
correct. So what I see, you don't see results on the ground, jobs, employment. I think COVID and the situation which has lasted for last 2 years, and this is a global phenomena. I have been talking to many friends abroad also. They are saying that worldwide this slack is going on. There is a price rise. Investors are not. They are very skeptical. So see, this will go on for another period of 2-3 months. After post Diwali, things would change, provided there is no fourth wave or fifth wave. But एकदा आमचो tourism season या बऱ्या पद्धतीन जर चालू जालो जाल्यार I think revenue will be generated, and one thing will lead to another, and that if this government is able to solve this mining issue, then I don't think so as far as infrastructure wise, because see, finally I fully agree with you that few of the contractors need to be blacklisted, permanently.
Action taken.
Immediately. In fact, 2 or 3 have been suspended also.
Two have been.
But yes, more needs to be suspended. Not only in PWD, even in as far as sub quality of work which is done in say electricity department, about wiring, about sanitation, all this, wherever there has been bad work which has been done, those people needs to be blacklisted out and out. But more than that, I think it's the revenue. If you see in fact, government has just enough money to pay salaries and basic to do more development work. In fact, there has been no, and in fact GST this also has stopped.
Going to stop, I think, from next time.
From the next month. So things are going to be even worse. So if we are not able to, make a conducive atmosphere for starting of this mining business and tourism, because these are the only two business where we can think of a good revenue.
No, Aditya, why only now tourism will, I'll let you talk on tourism and mining. Pharma is there. So many industrial
but those are
there.
those are running.
But they are having problems is what is
infrastructure problem. They are not getting electricity, they are not getting water, and there is no proper road.
Which is something not the politicians, but something that the engineers, and they have to sort out the
correct a lower bureaucracy. I
water is being wasted, electricity is being wasted. Took on electricity, the PWD minister on the lines, or the power minister will go.
So what we are, so basically what we are saying is, it's not that we have totally scarcity of power. We have a power at the
30-40% wastage.
But yes,
water,
so
40-50% wastage.
Therefore it is not going. Issue is of mismanagement. If it is properly channelized properly, managed properly, then it would go to the place where it is supposed to go. Now that has not been done. That's the job of an administration. That is what I have been saying. If we can administer that aspect well, then I think in the next by October 2022 we will have a smooth running for as far as all other business are concerned, whether it is tourism,
it's important.
It's very management. Absolutely, there is no administration and management. Absolutely, that should be the top priority of the city.
Abhijit,
I totally agree that CM is putting his full efforts, but somewhere is lacking to bring it, take it to the finishing point. So, what I suggest that, see, so far what has happened last this assembly session is totally different from whatever was past 5 years we have seen. So this is totally different. And why you feel it different? Because there are new members like different parties. Like our AAP, there are 2 MLAs. Wenzi is doing very well. Then our Cruz Silva, and even we should appreciate Vijay Sardesai also doing well. But yes, Congress, if you see Congress, major opposition party, they are not that much aggressive as they are supposed to be. That is why it is lacking. Nobody is there to point them. Nobody is there to force them. So that is why they are not going to the finish party.
Just to interrupt, Abhijit, main guys like Reginald are not there today, So, but today Sankar made some effort. And so Carlos and Sankar probably are the only guys who make some effort.
It's like Congress, I can say few, like Carlos Alvarez and Sankar, then Yuri is also doing good job. So that way you need to be aggressive to the ruling party, so that you have, opposition is the one important part who has to force the government to do the work. They have to come to the conclusion. They have to give the ideas. So now what I found in these 7 days, that they are just doing to just convince the MLAs so that they should not talk on opposition. They should not talk different. They should not oppose the government. Like yesterday when I was watching debate, like health minister said that he is going to keep 3 nodal officers at the GMC, and those numbers will be shared with MLAs. But I will say, why not for the locals? If somebody doesn't have to contact with the MLA, then what that person will do? GMC is for the people of Goa, not for the MLAs.
Correct.
So that thing has to be taken into care of. So he has to rectify what he is saying. He has to see that every people will benefit from his statement, and what he is going to do is for the people of Goa, not only for the MLAs. This kind of thing is happening. So I appeal to the government that not just to satisfy your MLAs and opposition MLAs, you should not make statements. You should do in such a way that all the people, all Goans will get benefits. They will get a livelihood in whatever way they can give it to the Goans. That they have to do. Like taxi operators. Like taxi operators. See, today there is a point on taxi operators. So there were many Goans who are operating taxis. But do you remember in last assembly election, they brought taxis from outside. So what was the need of that? So at least you can negotiate with the taxi drivers, you can negotiate with the association and fix a rate.
Actually, one thing now, Abhijit, the issue here, I feel, I don't know, maybe you all can correct me if I'm wrong, but a few bad apples are spoiling the. See, there are thousands and thousands of people with taxis who have got one taxi, like you were saying, one truck, one taxi. But there are a few guys who are hijacking this whole thing and creating issues. I don't know. This is my point which I wanted to make. Yeah, Abhijit.
They should sit on the table. For
But these people don't want to sit on the
any
table.
issues,
Correct. They don't want to
they should sit on the table, come to the conclusion and fix up the things what has to be done. And whatever has to be done has to be in favor of Goan. They should get a benefit from that. They should do in such a way that Goan should get benefit, our Goan people should get a job, good job.
Avinash Bab, closing statements, especially on these taxi issues, because it's become quite a
Exactly.
problem.
In fact, on last date or last discussion when we had said, I was also mentioning that part. टॅक्सी ओनर्स म्हटले का टॅक्सी इशू म्हटले का आमच्याकडे कोण तरी असो व्हडल्यान झगडटा बी असो कितें तरी चित्र दोळ्या फुडें येता. अनफॉर्च्युनेटली अ टॅक्सी ओनर इज अ व्हेरी हंबल पर्सन who somebody who's always thinking of paying his installment so that his taxi is not.
Actually, I would like to make a small this on that. In fact, this is the general what. Sorry, Savant Bab, but this is the not the issue. Is some of them, like for example, we are not supporting the taxi issue. Why? Because one of my reporters was attacked with a stone by a taxi guy on the road. I have asked for an apology, but these bad apples basically spoil the whole thing.
Basket.
Taxi agitation is a genuine agitation. There is absolutely no doubt. But there is a particular lobby among them who have entirely hijacked, just as mining dependent. Those people is to come. There are about 10-20 people who have totally hijacked. It's a genuine cause. There are people. See, financial help for mining dependents was a genuine cause. There is no doubt about it. But manner in which these people behaved that time, it gave an impression to people is, अरे why my taxpayer money is being given to people like this. सेम मायनिंग टॅक्सीवाल्यांचे आज तशेंच जाल्ले आसा जे टॅक्सीचे एजिटेशन करतात, बोवाळ करतात, रिक्षेचेर ते कपडो घालून मिटर बंद करून दवरपी लोक आसात पळय, दे आर नॉट द रियल टॅक्सी ओनर. रियल टॅक्सी ओनर्स आर व्हेरी हंबल पीपल हू वॉन्ट्स टू मेक देअर लिव्हिंग. दे आर जेन्युइन पीपल, दे आर ऑनेस्ट पीपल, दे वॉन्ट टू डू व्हेरी हार्ड वर्क.
And who drive their own taxi.
Correct.
They are more dependent.
Avinash Bab, closing statement.
Yeah, in fact, I would definitely like to go on a very positive note because though it has been said if there is a mismanagement at the ground level or somewhere it is there is something missing. There is no connect between the utterance and the delivery. It is not being delivered. But I would definitely like to say we have got a fantastic monsoon. It can help the farmers. And now government intends to make a corporation of the, that means the intent of government, they immediately are going to start this very year. And we have got tourism season is also will be fully operational from the September, October. So also mining will be very conducive to restart it. So let us have a positive note irrespective, because we have to work. There has to be a collective responsibility. We cannot just put on the government entirely, though it's a duty of the government. They are bounded by duty, but obviously we have to respond as a citizen and cooperate. And instead, as you rightly said, instead of being a rotten mango in a basket and spoil the entire basket, let us try to pick up that mango which is rotten and throw it out. So that identification needs to be done. But there has to be good governance.
Thanks guys. We have we are going back to the assembly live. Thank you, Savant Bab. Thank you, Avijit Bab. Thank you, Avinash Bab. Thank you very much. And we'll be going back to the live assembly proceedings. Thank you and see you tomorrow. Keep watching Goa 365.